Good evening, everyone. My name is Alexander. I am bringing you a first impression slash overview of this cool little guy right here. This is the Homer Zhu T-Rex. Sorry, I'm doing something different with the lighting. I am actually in complete darkness with the exception of my O-light magnetized somewhere over there. So we're trying it differently. As it's starting to get deeper into fall and close to winter, I don't have the natural light of my garage door. So yeah, we're just kind of checking this guy out right here. This is a titanium frame lock that is on loan from my friend tx.edc. Truly an amazing guy. You may have done a deal with him on Discord, on Reddit, on a couple of Facebook groups, a few Facebook groups actually. But yeah, very trustworthy gentleman. He has contributed a lot to just my channel, me as a person, really good friend. So shout out to tx.edc. This was sent over by him. So yeah, let's get a good look at it. We're gonna disassemble this guy today. I have gotten the go-ahead to go ahead and disassemble it. Yeah, it said disassemble it, sharpen it. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit. Let's figure out what bits we're gonna need. My handy dandy bit set. I'm thinking it's gonna be T8 all around. That's a T10. How'd that get there? That's a T10. What? I know what happened. Anyways, this is a T8. Let's try that out. Perfect. Perfect. Just like I thought. Cool. We're only gonna need one bit. This T10 right here, I think, came off of one of my other tool sets, just off camera. But yeah, we'll adjust that later. But I need that there just in case. I've got my bag of rags. The only thing I don't have is isopropyl alcohol. Dagnabbit. I will be back momentarily. All right, and we're back with isopropyl alcohol. Sorry for that. There will be a slight edit. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at this. Nice and disassembled. Got our T8 bit, and we are ready to go. This is the Turris bit driver, brought to you by Journey Toolcos. So yeah, we're gonna take it apart. Should be relatively fun. We're gonna keep the lanyard intact. Okay, and the reason why we're gonna do that is just because my buddy, he's very good at the secondary market, to say the least. Ooh, that's in there tight. So cool. It's got some good thread locker on there on these back spacer screws. We're just backing them out slowly, and I can already feel that frame lock starting to try to push off this show side. Wow, cool. Let that fall right there. We're going to completely disassemble, clean, and maintenance this guy right here for several reasons. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. Peel this side off right here. And oh, it's on bearings. Cool. That answered one of my main questions. Let's see, what was this? This is back. This is this screw right here. Cool. Make sure we have that separated from that. Let's check this out. This is a pretty cool back spacer. Like I said, we're going to try to keep the structural integrity pretty much the way it is right now, because we don't want to remove this lanyard, even though I know how to tie this knot. As a matter of fact, it's the same knot CRK uses for the most part, like this little snake lanyard right here. But anyways, cool. So bearing, we'll put that right here. It's usually where I put those. That way they don't come into contact. There is your stop pin. We're gonna leave that there. Cool, nice sets of bearings. Very, very nice. And let's take a look at some of this construction. While we have it like this, ooh. Okay, cool. We're just gonna go ahead and let that fall loose. Let this back spacer come loose. And we're gonna kind of look at it in layers. Cool. There's this right there. This one goes closest to the end. All right, so let's take a look at this construction, because this is what I really want to talk about right here. This blade could really use a detent ramp, but we're going to talk about that here pretty soon. Oh yeah, this guy is gross. Look at that. All that came off of the action. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some isopropyl alcohol on some cotton. And this is just an old t-shirt sleeve. And we're just gonna do some of that. Yeah, yeah. Let's get into it. So first we'll clean off the blade, because that is gonna be our money maker. Really, really cool, guys. I really like this knife. We'll get into it. This blade is really nice. I kind of mentioned this in my Instagram feed in a text post, sort of. I love this blade shape. This is a very unassuming blade shape. It's nice, short and stubby with a very good hollow grind. The edge so far has been working for me. You can tell there's not a whole lot of like refraction coming off of the edge, and I'm really trying to put it in that light. But yeah, it's been very good to me. What hasn't been good is whenever I carried it, like the third or fourth day I had it, I carried it all day, and towards the end of the day I was starting to sweat a little bit more, and I started getting some surface rust, but I was able to clear that away with some baking soda styled toothpaste. So like a little Arm & Hammer toothpaste that we have around here at the house. I was able to just kind of move away some of that stuff, just wipe it off right here with a kind of something similar to this and a little bit of toothpaste, and it took like 5 minutes. So I recommend that if you ever have some surface level rusting. Let's see. Okay, wow. Okay, the reason why we're taking such an in-close look at this is because this custom knife maker he's a pretty cool knife maker. I really like his stuff. I don't know how long he's been on the scene. Some of you guys may know that, some of you may not, but Homer Zhu is a Chinese custom knife maker. So all of his work comes out of China. And so we're just coming in here, cleaning this up, cleaning up this inside action. I may need to get some Q-tips, but we'll see. What I do notice is that these titanium scales do not come with race washers, so we're racing just straight onto the flat titanium. So there is a note of that. Normally nowadays, if you're gonna have bearings, ceramic bearings especially, that's what these appear to be. No, stainless steel bearings. You're not going to want it to run directly on top of titanium, because you run the risk of wearing a path in here, and then it'll just worsen your action. So that goes towards the build quality. Not necessarily build quality. The build quality is great, but more or less design choices or lack thereof. This detent ball sticks out very far, but other than that, we'll get a closer look at this beautiful, beautiful backspacer. I love how etched it is. It's just like so battle worn, and it really kind of brings you that Jurassic feel. So yeah, it's really cool. Now that we've got that cleaned up, we'll insert these back. Hopefully we can get them back in. Sorry, I'll try to keep it in camera frame. Cool, boom, one. Come here. So yeah, anyways, this little guy's been really nice. I've liked carrying it around. I love the lanyard and how it sticks out of the pocket, kind of. We'll get into that. So there goes those. I'm gonna set this off like that. We're going to clean the bearings. I'm going to put a little bit more isopropyl alcohol on my shirt sleeve right here. Cool, there's a little dab right there. We're going to grab this, and we're going to just rub it in there like this, like so. So this is just a typical frame lock construction. There is no built-in over travel stop. What you see here, this little upside down P looking thing, so it'd be a lowercase b. God, Alex, you idiot. So anyways, this lowercase b is the steel frame insert, so that's what's going to come into contact with the blade. And typically you see that in a lot of modern day titanium knives. It does not function as an over travel. Your over travel is actually this clip, and we're going to talk about that. Because when you go to disengage this lock, here you go, this is like your neutral state, right? But if you want to fully extend the lock bar, you have to push the clip. I'm going to try and get it on camera. You have to push the clip a little. Notice how the clip is moving. This would be technically like moving this way. So check it out. So there it is, and then boom, you see there's your over travel stop. But you also have to overcome that clip when disengaging the blade, and I'm trying to show you guys this on camera while the blade's not there, so that way you guys know what I'm talking about. And that can be a bit of a nuisance, especially since it's such a short statured handle. Sometimes you have a finger right here, or I can't remember if it's the middle finger or the index finger, but it's one of these fingers that if you're pushing on the clip, if you have a little bit of pressure, it's like you're not allowing the frame to break the clip, that little bit of movement for the clip. So you're kind of stuck here in that neutral point, and it's very hard to overcome, and it's not intuitive. You kind of have to get used to it, which I have so far. But yeah, clean up the bead a little bit. It's been getting some wear dangling around. This thing, I like the pocket clip, except for what I just mentioned. Other than that, it's very well designed, and it screws in from the inside. So you don't have these ugly screws on the outside, kind of taking away from the aesthetic. But anyways, yeah, the hardware is bronzed. We're going to clean up the pivot right here. And yeah, this thing is just yucky. Do not believe they were using the best. I don't know what he uses, but we're gonna put some Gunny Glide in here, and we are going to put a little bit of thread locker as well. And then we're going to try to carry it tomorrow afternoon when I'm not working, because I don't want to carry it to work as much anymore, for the sole fact that I don't want to put more surface rust on this. Even though I successfully was able to clean off the surface rust that I put on, it's still just a big risk, especially for my friend Tyler, especially since he's just loaning right now. But yeah, we're gonna get into this a little bit. But yeah, right here could really use a detent ramp, and I'll show you guys why. So let's get to a point where we can start putting this back together, the same construction that it was. So I'm holding these two female screws with one finger respectively. I'm going to put this back in. I'm going to drop the first bearing inside. Then I'm going to reach over to my Gunny Glide. Whoop! Don't want to lose that. I'm going to put a little drop here. Let's get it a little bit closer, y'all, so you guys can see. There we go. Sorry. I'm trying to look at the camera. Trying to do it through the camera, like apply this kind of stuff to the camera, through the camera, can give you like a little bit of poor sense of depth. So yeah, but there's that. Now we will go ahead and add the blade back. Ooh, let's put a little bit right here. Oh, that might have been a little too much. So yeah. Set it there. They come right over here. This is going to be a little tricky right here, but I have faith. Not going to force anything. We don't want to cause any damage as we're putting this all back together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Oh wait, haha, Alex, you idiot. Put this back right here. I'm going to get that excess out of the tube. Gonna spin it around the face of the blade. Now we're gonna come back over here. Yeah, whatever stuff that he originally used, I'm not familiar with it, what kind of lubricant or lubrication he used, but I don't like it. Okay, so now we are going to, I need to get this over, there it is. I had to depress the frame. It helped whenever I move the frame lock over in a disengagement position. What did I do? There you are. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna get it so that way we're in a good spot with the pivot. So there's a little hand tight. We're pushing these through forward because like they're trying to protrude out. So we're just pushing them in a little bit more. Grab this screw right here. Like I said, these are T8 and they all fit perfectly, which is really cool, knife makers. Take note, that's a really good choice, Mr. Zhu. Hopefully you can watch this, and I promise, guys, I'm not a Muppet. All right. We keep it fun. There it goes. I can just do this. Yeah. Yeah. I really appreciate you guys for watching me figure it out. You're a good audience. So all we're doing right now is we're just getting everything hand tightened, and we're not going to squeeze anything down just yet. We're going to take a look at the action, the lockup, and see how well that gunny glide made the action. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to go back. Obviously we're not on center anymore, but I can easily adjust that by tightening up the pivot. And this is a free spinning pivot from what I noticed. So yeah, let's go ahead and tighten these down. Everything is free spinning for the most part. Tighten those up. We are going to tighten this up. About center. It's about center, right? Oh, that's nice. So what I was talking about on the clip is if you accidentally put this, it's my ring finger, that, oh, well, that actually works. Works a lot better now. Cool. Okay, there it is. So this middle finger that's accidentally touching the tip of the clip and makes the disengagement of the blade a little harder. That's where a detent ramp on the blade would be very beneficial, especially if he's gonna make it as stiff. But look at your lockup. Look at how much lockup life you have on that. That is awesome. We appreciate that. I'll give you guys a closer look. But yeah, good. Yeah, so yeah, a detent ramp would be better because look, you're having to come into this, I don't know what's the proper terminology, but it's like you disengage and then look, you kind of have to force it over to get it past that detent ball. I'm not holding the frame, kind of putting some pressure on the clip, but it takes a little bit. You really want to get that frame all the way over. There you go. So yeah, anyways, that is the disassembly of the Homer Zhu T-Rex. Some first impressions are it's a very handsome knife, very utilitarian blade shape. I know that word utilitarian gets thrown around a lot in reviews, but this one truly is. I feel like if you want your first custom and you like this gentleman's design, this could very easily be right up your alley. Sorry, I know I probably shouldn't do this to leather, but what the heck ever. But yeah, a little dinosaur. Where's he at? There he is. Look at the little dinosaur. Look at the little dinosaur arms. This is number 5 of 198 of this particular batch. So yeah, it's really good. It's going to be pretty much reverse flick and thumb deployment only. Reverse flick's good. You can, this is how I've been breaking the lock, and that's how it's just comfortable. I haven't needed to, I probably should strop it. I'm going to try to send it back to Tyler this week, this upcoming week, before I get too busy with work. We have homecoming and everything, so yeah. Whenever I was cutting, I did some food prep with it on last Friday, so a week ago, or was it Saturday? Anyways, it did great with the sausage that I cut up. It did not fare so well with the onion, because the diameter of the onion was like this much. So what I effectively had to do with the onion was I had to like onion, just go all the way around and spin the onion. And then like once I got towards the end, I just had to pry like the two halves of the onion. So that wasn't that great. It did not fare well against the tomatoes, once again, for similar issues. It did well with jalapenos, so you could easily do like cucumbers or jalapenos or serranos or something like that. But yeah, this is a wonderful thing. The action is really good. I really like the grip that you can put this thing in right here. This definitely falls under the knife nerdery rule. And knife nerdery rule, if you don't know, Kevin over at Knife Nerdery kind of mentioned something in one of his previous videos, that if you can reverse flick, if this, then this. And I talk about that a lot, and it's kind of like get that finger choil, because that's where your index finger instinctively and naturally wants to go. So if you're going to have a reverse flicking knife, try to have something like that. A knife that's not good, that you can reverse flick like this, and you are not allowed to go into this finger position, this handle position, is the pena mula. The mula is not, so you can reverse flick it, and then you gotta come all the way back here on the blade with the pena mula on the handle, that is. So yeah, the speed holes are very sexy. This thing is very photogenic. Heirloom factor is very high. I think I mentioned that this would be a good gateway to like your first custom, because this is a custom. This is handmade by Mr. Homer Zhu. So we really appreciate that. His craftsmanship is really good. You can't knock it. You really cannot. If you don't like it, that's one thing. If you don't like the style, if you don't like the looks, that's one thing. But you can't deny the product. You can't deny that it's got good action and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and add some thread lock to these. I probably don't need to, but if it came with thread locker, we are going to thread lock it. That's just a good rule of thumb. So we're gonna take this one out right there. Let me get another clean rag to pour the, that's too big of a rag. Here's a smaller, actually it's the opposite arm sleeve of this one. So yeah, we're gonna put a little bit of Loctite. Where you at, Loctite? There you are. Cool, so we've got this undone. We are going to add a little bit of this medium strength Loctite, not the super heavy stuff. Medium strength. Apply it there. Get a dab of it around the first few threads. We're going to come over here. We're going to come on, get in there. Cool. Trying to get it to stop from spinning. I'm trying to get it tight. What's going on here? Guess it's just not catching. I need to push this in a little bit more. Right? Right? Everything seems flush. Let's try it again. Maybe I don't have the right one. This is very weird, very strange. We're gonna figure it out though. Maybe if I had another T8. Very weird. All right, we're gonna look for another T8 that I have over here. And we're going to set it to this side right here. Oh joy. Still just kind of free spinning. Oh goodness. I wonder what could be the issue here. So I took it off, right? Let's try to back this one out, maybe. Go on. Get this one. Put it back on. So annoying. Huh. All right. Let's take that one off. Let's try and swap them. Very weird. Very, very weird. Okay. Got that right there. That right there. There's that. Get me a little bit over here. So first few threads, let's go ahead and take this, go ahead and try to, it's just not catching on the other side. Very strange. Never had that happen before. So we're going to, it's threading into the other side. So leave that one there. What's going on with you? How come you don't like me right now? Okay, there. That may be the push that I needed. Let's try it again. Blue Loctite, medium strength. There we go. One more time. Just not wanting to catch. All right, guys, I'm probably gonna pause the video here and take everything apart again, and I'll be back. Bye. All right, guys, so I figured it out. Thank you for bearing with me on that one. So I'll show you guys more or less how this works. So if you do not get it exactly as it is intended to, there's like a little bushing that runs between these two. All right, so there are two independent screws. It's not a female, it's a bushing. It's not a female screw and a male screw. It's two male screws and a bushing. And so what you'll notice here is I have this pushed out all the way, right? Some of the way. I'm going to push forward, and it pushes something forward. What does it push forward? The bushing that's on the inside. It's an all thread bushing. So yeah, that little bit of panic that sets in before you know, you're like, oh, I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, we're good now. We are good. So you just got to make sure that the bushing, what I ended up doing was that the bushing that was there, I threaded one side all the way, and so it sucked the bushing further this way, so the threads were not able to catch whenever I came to put on the show side screw. So yeah, we're good now. We're lock threaded, thread locked, that is. Cool. Had a little bit of freak out, but together we were able to accomplish greatness. And we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of thread locker in the action. Okay, so I need this. I need this. Things are okay now. We're good. Figured it out. This is part of that learning process, guys. It's all fun. It's all fun. Get the action dialed in. We're going to check for blade play. We're going to let it sit overnight and through the morning till the afternoon. We're going to try everything out. About center. Let's try action. It is solid. Nice, good action. I think the one thing I did forget, no, we're all good. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm really sorry about that. I had to figure it out. I really had to, and I just needed to not have the pressure of having an audience. I'm not very much of an exhibitionist, LOL. So anyways, what are we talking about again? Wonderful construction. Really it is. Did not like that that bushing aspect of it at all. But other than that, I think we're good to go, guys. So those are my first thoughts and impressions of this knife. I'm going to try to send it out to Tyler. If not this week, then the week after. But the week after, I'm going to be very busy with work, so it might just be next week. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something today, because I sure did. There we go. Probably loosen it up just a little bit, just a smidge. Perfect. Does it mess with the lockup? No, it does not. Let's see. There we go. Is it drop shutty? It requires a little bit of motivation. So, yeah, we're all good here. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I appreciate it. This has been the Homer T-Rex. Ciao. Bye now.